The power of the dark side, 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 side.
Greetings, Earthlings. The Martian is here, trying to be a little quiet because everyone is sleeping. But let's get into this. This is from Yahoo Entertainment. Yahoo is not very entertaining. Obviously getting their news from Esquire magazine. What would Esquire possibly know about Star Wars? But it's saying here that new leak fuels theories that Palpatine will return in Star Wars 9. I have heard this as well, and this is a pretty good indication that he will. But they are saying here that there are rumors that he's actually maybe Rey's great or great granddaughter. Says it's a stretch, and it is indeed a stretch, but an interesting one nonetheless. I don't think it's a stretch. They're saying that let's see, one of the things they're saying is that they showed as evidence in her fighting style was similar to the Emperor's. That is complete idiocy. Her fighting style was similar to Ben Kenobi's, or Obi-Wan Kenobi's. And Daisy Ridley even said at one point after Force Awakens that she thought that it was incredibly obvious who her parents were, and it should have been. I think, and I continue to think, that it was supposed to be Obi-Wan all along. Unfortunately, as soon as Roundhead Rian Johnson got a hold of the film, he decided to screw everything up and subvert our expectations, and I believe he changed that. But anyways, let's go on. It says that there is a leak that says that Kylo and Palpatine will speak. It says here that the scene in question, Emperor Palpatine will play a role in Episode 9, specifically Kylo Ren with an ignited lightsaber, presumably his crossguard lightsaber, cutting through a blast door in some jungle planet, entering what appears to be a vault. Eventually, Kylo is holding a square object, which would, of course, be a Sith holocron, but I think we all know Sith holocrons are supposed to be pyramids, not squares. Those are Jedi holocrons that are squares, but they're not using the expanded universe, so they can really do whatever they want. Anyhow, projects a lifelike projection of the Emperor Palpatine. Palpatine with his hand raised in front of Kylo, showing blueprints of some plan that could be a new weapon. So this is quite possible that the Emperor will show, and it will speak to Kylo. Yeah, that's very possible. This is something that has kind of happened before. This was in a game, so this might be canon. I don't have a confirmed answer if the games are canon or not. I don't particularly think they are, but it is something that has sort of appeared before. There was the Sentinel, or the contingency droid, that carried out some further commands from Emperor Palpatine that were programmed into him. So this is something that has kind of appeared before, but also in the novel Darth Plagueis, we did see, and in the extended universe, we also saw that Palpatine had created several other body clones of himself that he would transfer his essence into at some point. And as I said, in the novel, in Palpatine, or in Darth Plagueis, they also talked a little bit about that, about him being how a Sith would transfer his essence into a new body. That's what Darth Plagueis' plan was all along. That were part of his plan, is that he was going to extend his life by doing that. And presumably that's something Palpatine learned from him before he killed him. Now that book, by the way, is amazingly good, the Darth Plagueis book. But it's basically all thrown out the water now, since it came out right before Disney bought everything, and it is no longer considered canon. So that's right out the window. But this report here I think, it says here, prior to Palpatine, prior to his demise, he created a contingency to destroy the Empire in the event of his death, believing that the Empire did not deserve to survive without him as his emperor. I guess that's sort of a Hitler-esque thing, because I think there was a history that Hitler also thought the same thing, that maybe Germany didn't deserve to survive without him. So that would kind of go along with Lucas's original intent, that the Empire was kind of like the Third Reich, sort of. Obviously even stormtroopers were called stormtroopers. So as a consequence, the Imperial remnants were further weakened and less able to resist the New Republic during the waning days of the Galactic War. Ultimately, the Empire capitulated the war at the Battle of Jakku in 5 ABY, ending the era founded by Darth Sidious. Following his death, Sidious's legacy became the base of what would become the First Order, a hermit state led by Supreme Leader Snoke, who was a practitioner of the dark side of the Force. The reign of Snoke would ultimately end with his death at the hands of his own apprentice and Skywalker's grandson, Kylo Ren. Of course, this was all complete and utter BS that Roundhead thought up and kind of screwed the pooch with everything that was going on. So now J.J. Abrams has to take over and kind of rewrite all this and figure out some way to make it work. Because first off, the First Order never should have been as powerful as it was. And in just what matter of a few months from one movie to the other, and it's just ridiculousness. The entire premise of the movie is utter BS. So, anyways, folks, what do I think of this rumor? I think the fact that we can see Palpatine in Plan 9, yeah, that's quite possible. That he is somehow related to Rey, I think that is bantha poodoo. That I don't think you're going to see. But the fact that we could see Kylo with a Sith holocron, yeah, sure, that's entirely possible. That it would reveal some new weapon to him, of course, yeah, that's possible as well. All Star Wars movies somehow involve a huge technological behemoth weapon, so yeah, entirely possible. All right, so anyways, that's it, folks. That's it for this rumor. More to come. I've got another Star Trek video coming up as well, so stay tuned for that. And remember to please hit the subscribe button. I've got to get up those subscriptions. Like, share, and hit the bell for further notifications. That is it. Your Martian invasion is over. Good night, folks.